Alright, so now that we've got a basic layout going, we're gonna, so I straightened all those out, and we've got these laid out for the moment. So now that we've got these laid out, we're gonna add a texture and check scale and layout. So under rendering, we're gonna create a Lambert texture. And actually we'll delete by type history. And we're going to apply this UV map that UV layout map that you can, just download from Google. Make sure that the texture is assigned. And this is where we're at right now. So what we can see is that the numbers here are much smaller than the numbers on the wheel. And we want to try to get these in the same space to be proper scale. It does. So first we can start by scaling this up, scaling this down to get more numbers, larger numbers in that space. And so we can be more accurate, I'm going to go to the image, placement, and I'm going to repeat this by, let's say, 10. So that looks to be about the proper scale. So what I was doing here is I was scaling in here, and you can see by scaling in here, it'll change the scale. These numbers in here. But I think I got it to a pretty nice scale. And here you can turn the image off because it gets a bit messy and hard to follow. Great. So here's where things get fun. We're going to make 10 posts. And we're going to spin 360. So the tool we're going to utilize to create this motif is the duplicate special tool. So let's hide this. And what we need to do in order for this to work proper is we need to make sure our transforms are frozen, which they are, and that our pivot is at the origin. So I'm going to hold D, or press D to switch into the pivot placement mode, hold down X, and snap this right to the origin, and then press D again. Transforms are still zeroed out, and I now have this done its proper in its proper space. I'll use Edit, Duplicate Special, and I'm going to go into the options. And in these options, I'm going to choose to keep all the scales at 1. I'm going to rotate in the Z-axis 36 degrees. Oops, 36 degrees. And I'm going to create 9 copies. Duplicate Special. And now you can see I have all 10 handles, a nice motif that's going across each of these things. Looks nice, both solid and smooth. And for our UVs. Now we're going to lay these out in our UV space. So I'm going to make a group for these. This way I can see the UVs per object and for the group. Right? So first I'll select the object, Then I'll select the group and I'll move them over, right? Like so. And I'll have to do this for each object. The thing is, the scale on this is far too large. So I'm going to select all of the objects and the UVs for all of them.
But you push in with your legs. Gabby, you want to pay attention to how tiny he is. He's only 35 pounds. Okay? Roughhousing with your sister.
Yeah, she apparently doesn't know how to play with you. So I just flipped this 180 degrees so I can do something like this with some of these shells. And the reason I did the UVs on the handle first is so I didn't have to do every single handle, right? This makes it much quicker. Again, I think this is going to be a throwaway object, but just in case I decide to keep it, I'm going to correct the UVs on this. So we got all our objects. Let's take these back out of the group. Delete. And we've got our wheel. So I can combine this into one object. And rename it. And there you have it. Camera. Click history and save.